A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. I'm going to be talking about this really difficult for those of you who resonate, and you're definitely going to benefit. And you have created this channeling, this collective reading in your reality. That also I want to add. It's not a coincidence that you're here. So you are now at this point of surrender, very hard surrender. So surrender also has stages and phases. Initially, it's about letting go of, small little things. Then it's letting go about things that have troubled you for a while, like someone treating you a certain way. For example, someone has put you on block, has blocked you, or they just ghosted you, vanished into thin air, and you waited for a year, 2 years, and then you realize that okay, it's time to surrender to the fact that they did so. This and different types of situations where you gave in a lot of time for that situation or for that person to heal or return to you, but it didn't work out the way you thought it should or it would have. So you said, okay, I want to just leave it on to God and let it go. Many people have actually seen a change or seen something happen. They've seen major shifts happen after they gave it up to God and after they were relieved and relaxed. Surrender is pretty much close to forgiveness also. And forgiveness it's a selfish thing, you can say, in a good way. Because a lot of people feel that someone has hurt them so much. How do I forgive? How do I let it go? Well, you have to let it go. You actually let it go because you don't have to relive what they put you through by thinking about it over and over again. And it has to be literally a daily mental practice where every time you have to watch your mind, every time you think about that person and what they did to you, what they put you through. Sometimes I'll tell you, even the person will talk to you, connect with you, even ask for help. But they will not say sorry to you. They will not accept what they did to you. And that is going to make you even more angry at them. Like, come on, don't you realize you hurt me? Don't you realize you disrespected me? Don't you realize you betrayed me and you're calling me again on, and on top of that, you're just literally talking about your sob story, something that happened to you, and you're still seeking help from me after what you did to me. So some of these situations are very difficult. Yes, even then, you have to mentally, literally just say, okay, I forgive this person. They don't know it now, they don't realize it now, but maybe they will someday. And even if they don't, you have to say to yourself that I don't deserve to live through the pain of what they did to me. Some of you actually were hurt when you were kids by adults or some other people who took care of you, and they also put you through extreme betrayal, or you were taught that that's what betrayal is, and you cannot forget what they did to you, what they put you through, and you can't let it go. And then what happens is that you keep attracting similar kind of people. You've grown up, you're an adult now, and you're still meeting pretty much similar versions of those people over and over again. That's because God is trying to remind you, and we don't have to get angry at God for this, because we as spirits, we as souls, we decide what we need to learn on planet Earth. So we put ourselves through those tests and trials and tribulations. And for a soul, it's a very different experience dealing with these things, how soul looks at things and how we look at things. We are more into comparisons, and we are like very scared, and we feel like at a certain age our life is over, and that can happen at 20, 30, 40, 50. I mean, when I talk to someone who's 60, they tell me I want to be 40 again. When I talk to someone who's at 40, say I want to be 30 again. When I talk to someone who's at 30, would say I'd like to go back to my teens. Or when you talk to people who are in their 20s, they say, oh, school was the best time of my life. I wish I go back to school. because, I was a child and blah, blah, blah. So everybody actually thinks that their younger version was much better, and it would be better that they can go back and start over again. But no, you actually have to start over from where you are. So this phase of surrender that some of you are going through is like a little bit harder than what it was before, because usually universe gives you lessons and levels based on what you can take and based on what type of wisdom you have created within you. Because the more wisdom you have, the more you're going to be able to resonate and understand things that actually suit you and your growth. And you also understand that I'm not aging like other people and I'm not doing things like other people. So I don't have to be like other people. I don't have to live the same kind of normal life that other people are living. And so this type of surrender requires you, this phase of surrender, this level of surrender requires you to literally on a daily basis let it go. Literally on the faces of people. Sometimes they're lying, literally point blank, they're lying at your face. Sometimes that they have no remorse of what they've done to you. Sometimes that that maybe you're just expecting them to be more patient, more understanding, you're expecting them to change in some way, but no, they are a certain type of person, and the best way, even if that person is close to you, even if that person is your partner or your family member or an employer or an employee without whom you cannot do your business, you cannot run your business. Some of us go through difficulty in surrendering because we have a certain attachment with XYZ person, okay? And as per our attachment, or as per why we bonded with them in the first place, or why we formed a certain relationship with them in the first place, as per that, we have certain expectations, and we also have a fantasy, we also have an imagination of how they should behave with us. But we are here on this planet for really interesting things, and those interesting things do not happen if we entangle ourselves in attachments and desires. We need to just be very observant to really enjoy the game. And this is a game, indeed. This is a game. This is an experiment. Everything that you're trying to work on, if you look at it as an experiment, if you don't say like, oh, this is happening to me and I have to take it personally and I have to react in a certain way because this person means something to me, this or that to me. No, we don't have to do any of that. And yeah, we do see good people, we do see happy people. And I'm telling you, this is funny. Sometimes all these reels pop up, of a beautiful man and a beautiful woman married, or they're in relationship, and how nicely they're treating each other. Sometimes these happy videos also make people very sad internally because they feel, oh, I can never get this. I can never track this. So instead of feeling good about what they're showing, instead of getting into positive imagination, a lot of people get into negative imagination and they feel sad and they're like, oh, it seems so nice that these two people are in love and they're doing all these beautiful things together and for each other. But you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not living that kind of life. And I have a pretty pathetic relationship with my so-and-so person. Actually, I'm not going to give any credit to anyone for attracting a certain relationship, because some people actually do say that, they did it. They did attract this relationship. They did bring this person in their life. And it's sort of a life hack, or it's sort of a thing you knowingly do. Not really. In some people's cases, in lots of people's cases actually, they could be wise and intelligent and smart. Like in today's time, we have all these applications and websites, and we have people setting each other up, or people are just looking out for others. But there was a time, and not very far back in time, literally our parents' time, we can say, especially in India, I know, people were getting into arranged marriages. Like they were literally getting married without even meeting someone. They never met someone, and still it was more like a lottery ticket. Not everybody's marriage was perfect, but some people's marriage seemed perfect. So my point over here is, be it marriage or be it like a seriously committed proper commitment, and I'm telling you guys, this whole thing is also very interesting. So yes, we need to surrender to this as well. What type of relationship you have, what type of partner you have, or what type of expectations you have with your person, with your specific person, with your family member, whosoever. So you can put like anyone, you can literally pick any person and you can apply this maths to them, the surrender maths, I would call it. Without making any comparisons, we need to surrender to whatever we get. Because I know lots of people like that who've been in like really long term relationship with someone. 9 years, 10 years, 12 years, 5 years, 6 years, and they didn't get married. And one of them just decided to like move on, and they found the next person and they got married to that person in 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, 8 months, like very short time as compared to what they spent with someone else. Because with that person, it was not their destiny. It could have been a really nice person as well who they left, and maybe some of them actually wonder about it, like, why didn't I get married to this person? I was with this person for so long, and I did think that maybe one day I will, but I did not. But it was another person that they decide to spend the rest of their life with, because at that time they feel more ready, and they feel like the stars just align, the stars just matched, and everything matches, and it's like very synchronized. It's like an experience which is literally out of body experience, you can say, or it's an experience which you just know in your gut that it was already predestined, it was meant to happen. Because when it happens, it just happens. Okay, it just happens literally. So we need to surrender to the fact, to all our relationships, literally, with whosoever, with whatever, and whatever kind of relationship it is, good, bad, ugly, annoying, triggering, nice. Because some people have problem in accepting nice relationships also, because they've been so hurt and they were betrayed, and suddenly they attract a nice person in their life who's loving and caring, and they cannot believe it. And then they keep looking for something bad in that person. What's the flaw in this person? What's bad in this person? And eventually, whatever you're looking for, you'll find it. That's what they say. So anyway, here it's all about responsibility, because nobody else from outside is going to come and change your life. And with the current version, if you look at yourself in the mirror, and with that reflection, if you're thinking that you want to attract a certain kind of life, it's not gonna happen, because that reflection in the mirror is not a match to what you're wanting to do. So I don't personally believe in this, that everybody who's doing inner work, or everybody who's a nice person, who's a good person, who's very intelligent, wise, is going to make the correct decision when it comes to relationships or marriage. Because this is all based on our lessons. Like, I've seen great masters and teachers, they've had divorces, they've had like more than one marriage, and yet it worked out for them. And I've also seen one more thing which is like common and interesting, that some of the seekers, some of the masters, some of the healers decide to never get married, and they live a life where they're sort of asexual, or they practice brahmacharya. But some are in grihast ashram and they marry and they have kids. So even this interesting contrast, like if you look at Guru Nanak Dev Ji or Kabir, you'll see that they got married and they had a normal life, but they were great masters, and what they knew and what they taught people, what they educated people with, is like super amazing. So there are all kinds of masters, different types, I would say. And there are also all kinds of seekers and healers and people who are doing inner work. And in every profession, you can actually practice whatever you're being taught. So it doesn't matter, because this is an individual journey. You're here on your own. So what you have to really do now, if you've reached to this point, is you have to stop talking about what and how people hurt you and with what experiences. Like, you have to stop talking about it, because some people, I'm telling you, the people you talk to, not all of them understand you, okay? And not all of them are going to advise you correctly. And not all of them actually have empathy as well. Like, even if they're your friends, even if you like them, even if you like spending time with those people, you feel that it's a good person, but they don't understand your pain. They don't understand your situation at all. And that's the reason why a lot of people usually don't say anything nice to you. So when you're sad, or when you're hurt, or when you're heartbroken, you're betrayed, you go and tell them that this is what happened to me. And sometimes they'll just give you looks, or they'll just be like, make you even more negative. And I'm not blaming them. We should not blame them as well, because maybe as per the right divine timing, their reaction or their response is the thing that actually can trigger you and make you go within yourself. So sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's not good. Whatever case it is, you should be able to turn things around for yourself on your own by going within and by surrendering to source. So whether someone gives you the correct advice or not, when you talk to them, we will try to say that either you talk to someone professional, someone who has the best tools and techniques, and someone knows that this is how it's going to turn around, or you don't just think about it. Like, just every time you think about it, also every time the thought pops into your mind frame, you should be able to ask yourself this question: should I allow this to enter my mind space? You have to ask, is this good for my mental health or not? The only thing, or the only thought, or the only emotion I allow in my mind space is either good or it's God. Nothing else. Either it has to be something good, something really nice, or it has to be God. And the moment you can have the discernment, because your discernment is not just external, your discernment also has to be internal. So the moment and you're a human being, come on, you're going to think about all those bad things, you're going to feel hurt, you're going to be miserable, but you are going to be the deciding factor whether you want to give your power, more power, to that being, that entity, that situation or not. Because literally everything is in your imagination. Most of the things that you're experiencing, it's not happening in reality. Either it's a dream, a bad dream, a nightmare, or it's just your thought pattern, or it's just you just doing assumptions, comparisons. But most of it is inside of you. The fears, my God, the fears. The fears are in different forms. Even a comparison is a fear, because the comparison is telling you that you're never going to get this, what someone else has. Or you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, blah, blah, blah. And it's a fear. So you need to be really smart and aware. And this is where you're going to let it go. I let it go, and I let God be in my space. And you really have to just keep remembering God. And I think when we chant the name of Lord over and over again, there is this beautiful magic that happens. Like, I told people many times, and I've asked people who have asked me myself, like, what do you do? How do you feel this way? Like, how did you learn a lot of these things? How did you build your intuition and psychic abilities? Some of the things I feel I was completely and totally born with. And some of the things, I think all credit, actually most of it, like everything, all credit goes to my masters, my 3 wonderful masters, and all the other masters also who I read and who find out about. But it's also and it's the same thing, because the masters have taught us this, is the chanting of the Ram mantra. And for twin flames, it's absolutely magical, because twin flames usually are attacked in their solar plexus area, in their navel area, where their jewels are kept. So So the demons or the negative entities, by planting fears, by putting all these implants, or the programming, it comes from programming as well. They put these thoughts in your mind which are so paralyzing, which are so like scary. Some of them just make people hopeless, and thus the energy is all sucked out. It goes into these portals and it stays there. So you have to really decide that, do I give my power? Do I give my energy? Do I give my mental energy to this person or this thought or situation? It's normal to think about that person on and off. Like, not on and off also, like initially it would be a bit regular. But once you catch hold of it, that I'm not going to think about this person again. It can be literally anyone. It can be a person who has no power over you in your life. They don't matter. But still, I mean, just thinking about this person, maybe they show up on their own. Maybe it's a desperate person who keeps showing up. But every time you think about this person, it's like, oh my God, what are they going to do to me? What are they going to put me through? So you just say, nah, I'm not going to think about this person. I'm not going to give them any mental energy, because the more you think about this person, the more you give them mental energy, you would want to do something. And then there are, as I said in the beginning, in the middle somewhere, then there are people who are very close to you. You see them day to day, you talk to them day to day, and still if they treat you like they've not done anything to you and you've been hurt by them, still I would say the same thing. Don't give them any of your mental energy. Doesn't matter who they are. Doesn't matter how close you are to this person. Doesn't matter how much you love this person or you loved this person at one time. Doesn't even matter if you have an ongoing connection with this person, which you think is a long-term connection. I'm not telling you be angry, be disappointed. And you also don't have to fake love. You don't have to pretend like, oh yeah, I love you so much, even if you don't feel like doing it. If you don't feel like doing it, it's okay. You don't have to say it. But you have to stop thinking mentally about this person in a way that they can harm you. Think about this person. If you want to, they cannot harm you. They can't do anything bad to you. Why? Because God protects you. Because everything happens for your good eventually. So the more focus you bring on yourself and your heart and your mind and your growth and your progress, and you become your best friend, and you don't worry about the things that actually you don't need to worry about them. Okay, you don't need to give a rat's ass to certain people, certain thoughts, certain situations. You don't really need to give it anything. Because you are important, you matter. Your peace matters the most. Okay? Your happiness matters the most. And you, if you can take care of your state of being, if you can manage your state of being, then most of your work is actually done. So let people do whatever they want to do. In fact, sometimes you do a lot of favor on certain people by not giving them energy, by not giving them power, by not even responding to their negative chatter. Because you know that if you're going to entangle into it, and if you're going to be like, oh yeah, I know it's very sad, then they're going to keep doing it over and over again. So sometimes you do it out of discernment, out of love, and sometimes you do it when someone else is also doing it to you. Like you're talking to someone and you feel they don't understand you, then also you do it. All right, thank you for this, because I really maybe need this right now. Okay, so this is the advanced level surrender that you need to do. Day-to-day surrender. Every day is a new day. Every day is full of uncertainty, full of joy, full of stuff. And trust me, when you keep doing inner work, when you ignore these things, you'll always be surprised every day with something. Something will always happen in your life that will make you feel, humanity. God is love, profound. I'm not saying you won't see any challenges and nothing negative is going to happen to you. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the more you shift your focus and the more, self-centered in a good way, selfish in a good way, and the more focused you become, and the more you say, I'm not going to, act in these ways that I have acted before. Because your previous identity, your image, whatever your ego was making you do, it doesn't work for the new upgraded version of you. So when you realize that, yeah, I was doing all of that, but now I don't need to do it, you will see things change drastically. Then this victim that this victim mentality that people have, that you probably also have, that I've had. I have no shame in saying that. This victim mentality cannot take over you. And then all these subconscious problems and wounds, they also start healing. They will come up on the surface, by the way, and they will suddenly be like, oh, I'm also there. You didn't address me. You didn't look at me. And all you have to do is, even at that time, surrender. Surrender, 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 surrender. Surrender is the key to union. Surrender is that magic. Surrender takes you close to God and to yourself and to your truth. And surrender brings eventually peace. Because there's no point fighting with anything. There's no point running away also. Running away is never the solution. It's always you face it, you face the fear, you face that thing, and you do this. Okay, I don't want to think about it. I don't have time for this. All right. So for personal sessions, readings, and therapies, you can check out the description box, and you can become my Patreon, and you can also get my book. It's a very interesting book, In the Name of Love. But love is spelled as LUUV, not LOVE. It's a journey of finding your ultimate soulmate. It's available only on Amazon Kindle because that's where you get the latest edited version. So I will see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and Victory.